Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, you guys. Today is Sunday, December 8th. Um, got out of the shower, did my monthly, not my monthly, but my weekly shampoo, as I always do on every Sunday. Normally, I try to film on the 11th or around the 11th, and today is around the 11th. I didn't want to go past the 11th, but today is 3 years and 4 months into my journey, my Natty Dreadlock Journey with curly hair, yada yada yada. Before I go any further, as you guys know, I always like to take you around my kitchen and let you see where I'm at and what's happening. So here we go. Hopefully I'm getting this. I can't tell. Today I'm also inside and in my office. Have to look back every once in a while, see what direction my camera's pointing in. So, anyhow, yeah, man, it's almost that time. We're in the middle of the holiday season. Hopefully you guys are not pulling out your hair, stressing about bills, stressing about family dinners, things like that. You know, this is a time where when we not get back, well, you might be getting back together with some family members or friends, in-laws, meeting the boyfriend's family for the first time, meeting the girlfriend's family for the first time. And for some of us like myself, the holidays is sort of always a little stressful. Um, I'm not really into the whole part about spending all this money unnecessarily, as a token of love or being there or whatever it is. It's just, we talk about the commercialism part of it and all that. But here within the past 9 years, I've been working on myself, doing things. For those of you guys already know, I'm in a 12-step program, and it's sort of becoming less and less stressful as those years have gone past. And the reason why is my perception of the situation. I used to always hate it because of the commercialization, but I also hated it because my father passed away on December 3rd in 2011. I should say my dad, not my father. I have two of them. The guy who fathered me passed away too, but my dad, the man who raised me, rest in peace, pops. Anyhow, it's always a harder time. There's birthdays, all these things, and it could become a little bit stressful. When I take out the consumerism part of it, I get back to what's really the most important, which is family and friends. Now, I was talking about family and friends. For some of us, family and friends is a stressful thing. We hate to go to our own parents' house, or we hate to go to our in-laws' house. No matter what you guys are going through with whatever side of the spectrum you're on, it's a choice in how we view things. Our perspective is what's going to help us navigate through either hard times or good times. I'm choosing now to go through good times and really just enjoy what it's about. The presents are just a bonus, I guess. That's how I look at it. I don't go above and beyond what I really want to do. When I feel like I have to do things, that's a whole totally different things. But what I want to do, that's a lot more peaceful for me. It's a lot more freeing for me, and it reduces the stress. And if it reduces the stress in me, guess what? My family gets to enjoy me too, because not everybody carries the same perspective that I have over these years. Some people just want to enjoy it, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays. And, and if you're not, that's your choice. You're going to have to figure that part out. All right. But let's move on to this. Hair's getting long. One of the things I noticed, this thing right here on the side, it's almost as long as the stuff that's in the back. Is as far as hanging down, just as far as it probably is longer, than the stuff in the back, but it's getting close to the stuff that's, as far as the length, and these things are in the back and lower. So I noticed some growth. My hair's still growing right now, and I didn't think it was going to grow as much going into the winter because that hasn't been my experience. Usually in the winter, it sort of just seems like my hair is a little bit tighter. And what I mean by that is your hair goes through this times where it's like loose and then it's sort of stiff, and I call it like an inchworm effect, where your hair tightens up and then it releases, and it's like an inchworm. It's just growing, growing, and growing and growing, right? But mine is, I think, if I could say this, my hair's never been this long, right? This is my first time as far as my locks. Now, I've had long hair back in the days in the 90s, that old player stuff. I used to have waves before I did this, but I used to have my hair long back in the days in ponytails, things like that. I used to put my hair back in a ponytail. But I believe, like I'm saying, as far as my locks go, this is the longest I've ever had them. And even when my hair was in ponytails back in the days, I remember there was a time where I felt like, damn, my hair's not even growing anymore. Like it just was stuck, which is part of the reason why I cut it. Like, what's the point of doing this if it's not going to grow? Locks, it's a little bit different. You're keeping your hands out of your hair. I'm eating right. Hopefully you are too. I'm dieting. I'm exercising. I'm praying, meditating. This is just a totally different lifestyle, right? And my hair over the past 3 years prior, it just seemed to always stall out in the winter months. You know what I mean? In the winter months, November through, to me, like March, and it appears that it's just growing still. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? This part, like I said, I stopped flipping back like this. But even when I flip it back, I'm noticing how much longer it is. You know what I mean? So, shake it. I don't like to really touch it too much. But anyhow, I'm noticing how the top of my hair is like really growing. The sides of my hair is really growing. The back isn't growing as fast. Now, some people, from what I heard, I've listened to many people's videos, and they say the ones at the back of your hair usually grow faster and so forth. I don't know what that is, but apparently that's your experience, not mine. I'm not saying that it won't, because as I've told you guys previously, your hair, this might be growing fast, this might be stop. It might stop, right? Your hair is growing in sections at different times. Not your entire head is, from my experience, is growing at the same time. Now, it's growing, yes, but some is growing a little bit more exponentially, like a little bit longer, a little bit faster, things like that. Like you can see the results. Like, for example, even this one, this is getting just as long as the back too. Not as much as this one, because this one's always been in front, but it is starting to hang. And it's one of my thickest locks. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to pull this one up. But it attaches all the way to right here, all the way to back about here. And I'm hoping you guys are seeing that. And because it's thick, it hasn't been growing as long, as fast. But I feel like it's finally hit the point where it's like, hey, man, it's happy, basically. And it's growing. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. I love wash days. My hair is always so clean. You get all that out. I do rinse my hair, as I said, all the time throughout the week, things like that. I love to keep my hair clean. My hair is super fuzzy, super curly on the ends. I don't know if you can see that, but like it's like not all stuck or inside of one lock. It's fuzzy. And I like it like that. You know what I mean? I like it like that. And I have lots of locks like that. And a part of that is because when I wash my hair weekly, every Sunday, I like to really get in there and agitate my hair. Massage the scalp. Things like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I'm really appreciating it. The journey continues. I'm still in a great place, great headspace. As far as holidays, like I was talking about, I always start off challenge, y'all. I always start off challenge, but then there's always that change in perspective, and that usually is when I get in contact with my higher power and get some self awareness and realize like how I'm making things harder for me and how I might actually be making things harder for other people because of my unwillingness to accept, you know. And it's also good to know that sometimes I'm the problem, you know. So I hope your guys' journey throughout these holidays are great. Mine is turning around. I always sort of get a little depressed with my dad's situation, things like that. I sort of become more isolated, but I have family and life still goes on and people are still dependent on me. And guess what? If people didn't show up for me when I am a little depressed, when I am a little bit lonely, when I do want to isolate, when I'm feeling better, I'm probably going to reflect, be like, oh, but they weren't there. Because that's what my mind used to. I always used to have this like entitlement that people are supposed to be there for me and not having self-awareness that, you know, people are dependent on me too. And that could be pressure too. So I'm not saying anything like that. That could be pressure if you overdo it. So just do things to the best of your ability. And one of the things that helps me the best is my conscious contact with my higher power, having some self-awareness, some self-honesty, and just doing things to the best of my ability, man. That's all I could do, you know. Hopefully this message reaches one of you guys out there or gals, you know, just guys as a general statement, but you know, everybody gets uptight these days. So gals too, you know what I mean, or wherever you want to be called. If I didn't say that, cool. Yeah, man. I think that about does it for this one. Really enjoying the process, really enjoying the growth. I don't know what's going on, man. My hair's growing throughout the winter. I didn't even have this experience back in the 90s, in the early 90s, mid 90s when I had longer hair and stuff, you know, when everybody had, not everybody, but here in the West Coast. I'm in Denver, Colorado. We're not West Coast, but it's the West, it's the frontier. And not Midwest, but the West. And, you know, we have more of a West Coast feel out here, I would say more so. We sort of tend to go that way as far as style and stuff like that, personality, interest, things like that. So, used to have long hair, you know what I mean? A lot of cats had long hair, you know what I mean? DJ Quick, Sugar Free, you know, Selly Cell, all types of cats, man. Just it was a style back in the days and stuff, at least for my era. But anyhow, I'm aging myself. I don't want to age myself too much, but yeah, back in those days, I used to do all that stuff. So, but it stopped growing with locks. I think it's just a much healthier lifestyle, not a lot of stress on your roots, not a lot of stress on anything, and quite frankly, just keeping it clean and doing everything, keeping your scalp clean instead of adding all those chemicals, pulling your hair back into combing and brushing it and pulling it back, ponytails and things like that. I think that stalled my hair. Might have even did, what do they call that? Traction alopecia, might have did some of that. My hair is a lot more thicker now than it has been probably in the past 3 years since I've been doing this. You know what I mean? So this is as healthy as it's ever been. So I would say anybody on their journey who are doing this, some people they do lose their hair during this process. I've had the opposite effect. It seems like my hair has gotten thicker, much more healthier. Um, yeah, you know, and it's growing. I've never had this experience in the wintertime like this. Of course, when you're doing fades, of course it's growing back, but whenever I try to longer hair, it never will grow. So this is pretty comforting and doable. I really like it, man. So this is my experience so far on my 3 years and 4 month journey. Once again, hopefully my message around the holiday season. Wish you guys the best as far as getting through the holiday season, because for some of us we love it and for some of us not so much, and some of us really don't care either way it goes, but hopefully it goes right for you. And if not, you do have a choice to turn that around, but that's your choice ultimately, not your family, not your friends, not people, places, or things. You. Yeah, I'm not so anonymous. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or any suggestions, please leave those comments below. I do appreciate everybody who throws the thumb up, but also Let me know what's going on in your journey. Let me know what I got correct, what I missed, or you know, or not. I should say missed or misread or misled or whatever I got wrong. Yeah, you know. So let me know below. Once again, I am not so anonymous. Two Stokes, and I'm out.